This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena, we're going to lock it out. There's a new combo in town, and all it takes are 2 cards to completely ruin and destroy an entire format. Let me plug in those headphones so there's no audio bleed. Sound. You'd think he was good at it after all this time. Anyway, I promised you a combo. The combo is the Book of Exalted Deeds and another card, but let's read this one first. White for a legendary artifact at Mythic. Yay, it's Mythic! Rip wild cards. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained 3 or more life this turn, create a 3/3 white angel creature token with flying. Then, for white and a tap, exile the Book of Exalted Deeds. Put an enlightened counter on target angel. It gains you can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game. Activate only as a sorcery. Well, no big deal, right? Because there aren't a bunch of angels just walking around that are indestructible or hard to target. So if you put this like platinum angel counter on an angel, either a token that you made or a Baneslayer that you cast, all the opponent has to do is kill it, and then they can still kill you. What's so great about that? Well, what if I told you there was a creature, an angel, that could not be removed by normal methods? Well, there is. You just may have forgotten that it's an angel. This is Faceless Haven, and this is a snowland that I'm sure you've seen around, but for snow, it becomes a 4/3 creature with vigilance and all creature types until end of turn. It's still a land. Now, because it's a snowland, it taps for snow mana, which means you can tap it to activate itself. If you do that, it can't attack or block, so why would you do it? Well, you can do it so that as soon as you have 6 mana, with one of your lands being Faceless Haven, and a Book of Exalted Deeds on the battlefield, you can tap this and 2 other snowlands to activate the Faceless Haven and turn it into a creature. And then you can tap 3 other white and the book to put the counter on the Faceless Haven. And then when it turns back into a land, it keeps the enlightened counter. It keeps the ability that you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. And now that you have that on a land, that becomes a real problem. Most decks aren't packing land destruction, so they would need to have a way to kill the Faceless Haven before the ability resolved or before the end of that turn, or they're done. If you run out of cards in your library, you will not lose the game. They will eventually run out of cards in their library, and they will lose the game. And most decks, if this isn't impressive to you, then I think you underestimate how hard it is for most decks to just get over there and remove this land. Like, look through an Emergent Ultimatum list. All right? Say they tapped out for Ultimatum, so they didn't have 2 mana available for Heartless Act. If they tap out for Ultimatum, and then on your turn you do this, it doesn't matter what all they do from there. They're not going to win. They can have all the cards. They can draw your whole deck with their Valky. They can do whatever they want. They won't win. So, yeah, basically a 2-card combo. So, let's talk about the rest of the deck and introduce some of the new cards in the rest of the deck. One of the reasons that the deck is potentially good is because of this card, which a lot of people forget about from Kaldheim. Search for Glory is 2 and a white for a snow sorcery. Search your library for a snow permanent card, a legendary card, or a saga card. Reveal it and put it into your hand. You gain 1 life for each snow spent to cast this spell. It's like it was made for this deck. If you gain 3 life from spending 3 snow, you trigger the book, so you get an angel that when you cast this card. You can use it to find either side. Faceless Haven is a snow permanent, so you can find Faceless Haven, and the book is legendary, so you can search for the book. So whichever side you need or want in the moment, Search for Glory does the job. On top of that, it finds a number of other cards, and we've crowbarred some into the deck. It finds Reidane, so you can either play the God of the Worthy to slow down an Ultimatum player, or the Protector's Shield to defend your combo and slow down aggro decks. It can find Lurrus, which can be a bit of a an annoying like thing that wins the game on its own. We have some Selfless Saviors in the deck. We'll get to those in a second. It can get Elspeth Conquers Death if you just need to remove something. Or it can just fetch a land if that's what you need from the experience, another snow land. So yeah, Search for Glory, a weird rare that you may not have never bothered to craft, but it can be a 4 of in this deck. The rest of the deck is kind of a Controlly Prison with some quirks. Of course, we have 4 copies of Doomskar to keep the opponent from killing us. We have 4 copies each of Portable Hole, the new one that is kind of like a mini Glass Casket, to keep the opponent's stuff off the battlefield and from killing us. We have Revitalize, because it combos well with the Book of Exalted Deeds to make an angel, draws us deeper in the deck, and keeps us alive. Birth of Meletis and Mazemind Tome. Mazemind Tome combos very well with the angel to try to put together the cards that we need. In the mana base, we have a whole bunch of creature lands, from Faceless Haven, the new Cave of the Frost Dragon, which becomes a 3/4 dragon, white dragon, blue-eye white dragon, and Emeria's Call to also crank out some extra angels. So the mana base is really fun, and I have 2 Field of Ruins because, hey, if you touch the play queue with this, you'll get the mirror. And you know what you need in the mirror? Land destruction. Maybe we're entering a 4 Field of Ruin world soon. I'm not sure. But another big addition is Selfless Savior. And I don't want to run too many, because if you draw too many of them, this deck isn't designed to take full advantage of the card. But you want just enough. And if there's one in your graveyard, then you can get it back with Lurrus. And the great thing about Selfless Savior is you can have it on the battlefield when you go for your combo. So if the opponent does have a Heartless Act or something like that to kill the Faceless Haven in response, a giant killer, and you have a Selfless Savior to protect it, the combo is going to become a lot easier to pull off. So this is mono white Book of Exalted Deeds Faceless Haven Prison for regular standard. This is a hashtag sponsored video because it was made on the MTG early access for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms account that Wizards lent me, although I'm recording this intro a few days later on my personal account, hence the gem total not being in the frickin' hundreds of thousands. They're holding back on us, man. Some of these accounts with hundreds of thousands of gems. What? It's crazy. Anyway, you're going to enjoy this if you enjoy the type of Magic where you just leave your opponent with no hope. That's what we're going to do here. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. All right. Opening hand has the lands, it has the hole, it has Revitalize. Let's rumble. Do we play this on turn 1 or do we just keep it? Our deck has a tendency to find mana. I don't believe. What can I say? I just don't believe we're going to draw that many lands. Oops. Straight to the plains. So fast, it didn't even let the cards flip over. Triumphant Adventurer. All right. We've got some ventures into dungeons. Let's go ahead and put that in the portable hole. Lands for days. Okay, so this is Architect of Archlich, and basically it enters the battlefield, ventures, and then goes back into the hand, unless you've completed a certain dungeon, I believe. Tomb of Annihilation, which is what the opponent started. This is the one that makes you lose a lot of life. It's a pretty aggressive one. Shuffler's fine. Let's play the Tome and start drawing with that. Selfless Paladin ventures upon attack and upon entering the battlefield. So the opponent's getting they're getting themselves moving through this dungeon. Each player loses 2 life unless they discard a card. I will lose that life. I am feeling just fine. With the life gain we have, I think that will be okay. Casket, nice. Field of Ruin, potentially nice. I guess we'll see what else is cooking. Into the box with you. Our opponent's going to use a Fabled Passage, which they held open. Maybe they have Snakeskin Veil. Forest? Nope. Just a bluff. We'll try to hold the Revitalizes until we draw the book, because it can make angels if we gain 3 life with the book on the field. Another adventurer. Emeria's Call returns. Reidane is here. So whenever this attacks you, Venture, okay. So we can't stop that with the shield, but I'm going to play the shield anyway. It's a pretty frustrating card for the opponent to play against. I think, do they complete the tomb here? They definitely do with the Nadir. So they're going to get a 4/4. And with the completed tomb, they'll be able to play the Arclic. Lich, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I'll lose 2 life. 4/4 acquired. Actually a 5/5. Because what? We finished a dungeon and now creatures you control get +1/+1. Okay. Still has Death Touch. But we only take 1 because of the shield. Another Birth. There's the book. But we don't have a Faceless Haven yet. So whether or not to risk the book is a question mark. I think we do. There's more books. It says, at the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life, create an angel. Let's gain 4. At the beginning of your end step. So we can't do it on our turn, then on their turn using Revitalize. Opponent has a 3-mana 6/6. Whenever it attacks, each opponent makes a 2/2 zombie unless we sacrifice a creature. Fun. Okay, they want to rumble. Let's see what the next dungeon looks like. So what's your next dungeon? Into the Mad Mage. That's the big one. Alright, so if we block here, this kills this. They must have another. It is legendary, so that's reasonable. I think we take the rest. This has Death Touch, so we don't want to block it. Remember, the shield's on the battlefield. That's why this survived. Lurrus. So I want to play the Emeria's Call and give everybody indestructible at some point. But let's keep the mana coming. Lurrus is pretty fun here. Just getting more Births of Meletis. We can play a portable hole, take out that big token, and Revitalize, which means we'll get another angel. So we still haven't drawn Haven to use with the book, but we haven't needed it. We've been able to keep up with their value and just keep stuff in the way. The life gain has been pretty frustrating for them, I think. Alright, so they'll use the dungeon. Do they have to pay for the shield with that? I guess they chose not to pay. What was that dungeon effect? Like, target creature can't attack until your next turn. Okay. Scry 2. Where are we at? So we've got 3 levels to go until draw 3 and cast 1 without paying its mana cost, which is pretty epic. Still has first strike, so blocking it's still a very bad idea. Let's decline. Doomskar. I think we can set this up so that we can Doomskar with Emeria's Call, which would be pretty nice. Another portable hole. Well, we are hitting land drops. That is for darn sure. Mazemind Tome, nice. Play the hole. Go after another token or the adventurer. I've had enough of you. And we could attack here. Are they dead next turn? Yeah, they're facing potential lethal. And we're at 24. So they've got to do something about the angels. This book is... I mean, we've done nothing but the fair side without the combo with Haven. They've had a hard time with it. Precipitous Drop kills an angel. Keeps them in the game. Plus they get to venture. So they're really close here. Really close. They're in the deep mines. They're going to attack with Nadar. They're going to draw 3 and play something for free. This will be the first time I've seen this part of the dungeon go off. They didn't attack with it. They didn't go for it. We'll let them have the zombie. We're about to blow it all up. So, those angels die, but everything else of the opponents is gone. And we gain the life, so we get another 3/3. The life was from Birth of Meletis and attacking with Lurrus. Lolth. Ooh.
Are you enraptured by my beauty?
Spiders have arrived.
In exchange for loyalty.
All the Revitalize in the deck, let's go. So, can we get around the spiders somehow? Let's find out. Search. Nope, won't do it, but we can do the combo. And now we cannot lose the game. Aw, nope, tapped wrong. Oopsie daisy. I got too excited. The Field of Ruin kept us from doing it. I needed to tap that earlier. We'll have to try that again next turn. Field of Ruin, huh? Yeah, because we can't pay the snow with it, and we can't pay the book cost with it. Have to keep an eye on that. This lets the opponent do the Dungeon of the Mad Mage with Ellie Tumblewick.
Someone wants a scuffle, broke.
So, I mean, they stuck it out.
So many things to see.
Kind of cool that they get to complete their dungeon. Let's see if it does something amazing. More venturing, huh? Varys, Silvery Moon Ranger. Whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker, venture. Triggers once each turn. Little card draw from Lolth.
It's bold to bargain with me.
Alright. Does this have reach? It does. Anything else I'm missing? These have reach. These have reach. Okay, I'm going to do the combo then. Since we're not quite dead. There. Now we can't lose the game, and opponents can't win the game. And it's on a land. So that's going to be a problem. Last plane's in the deck. All right, the spiders will keep our opponent alive. Man, Lurrus and Birth of Meletis have put on a value clinic in this game. It's been pretty wild. We pulled every single planes out of the deck. So, just have a look. You can't lose the game. Your opponents can't win the game. They need some way to destroy a land. Because guess what? We're never activating this again. Eliwick is on a mission to complete all of the dungeons, which maybe they'll get to do. But they'll have to find either a way to kill a land or another way to win the game. I mean, I don't think there's anything in these dungeons that messes with mana. More spiders. Search for glory. We can get another book. Let's get the ECD. Take you out. Still have these little guys. What's the ultimate? -7. Might just make it harder for our creatures to attack through. Okay, another Emeria's Call. May as well play this Birth, even though there's no more planes. Just get it ticking. 42-3. The dungeons have really struggled to get a kind of a hold in this game. All right, Varys is back. Isn't Varys in Game of Thrones? Yep. So maybe there it says Varys. I should avoid saying that since they're very different characters from totally different worlds. Of course. What's happening? Some dungeon going off. -4, -0. Okay. Still alive over here. Glass Casket. Is that enough? We can take out the Reach creature, but then our opponent is at 6 now. That's good enough. Our opponent says, no more, please. I've had enough pain. Holes and tomes. There's something about this hand I just love. Hard to explain, but true. Our opponent's got a witching well. They're going to start the party scrying. We could put that in the portable hole. Doesn't sound great. But I have nothing else to do on turn 1. Nah, let's at least give it another turn. At least give them a chance to play a 2-drop. Okay. No, there will only be more Witching Wells. Well, we're not in a rush. The other payoff doesn't come until they hit 4 lands. Treasure Vault. Sacrifice, create X treasures. Okay. Birth, just make sure that we hit land. Tome gets tome things happening eventually, but it's just going to sit there for a turn or two. I don't know. We might just be slamming the book next turn. Sky Scanner. Okay. Opponent is into artifacts. So let's play this. Or do we? I don't know, man. It's kind of risky to just have out there, but we have the Haven, so we're really close to already doing the thing. And we gain 2 life next turn, so we only need a way to gain 1 more to get an Angel. Although there aren't many things that just gain 1 life in the deck. Icebound Pillar. Tap target artifact or creature. It's definitely an artifact theme pile. Reminds me of the Yorian thing I played with. Let's hold the Haven until the last possible moment. And I guess we'll just draw with tomes. Is there any reason to have two? There might be. Let's play them out. We don't really want to draw any more land, so scrying with tome isn't the worst idea. Alright, we can't do the book trick next turn, but we can the turn after. Does our opponent play counterspells? Do they play anything to interact with this combo? I'm not sure. There's only one way to really find out. Another portable hole. I think we just say go. I may as well draw a card now. We're not activating the cave, but I didn't plan to anyway. Okay, that's a draw. What do we go after? This doesn't really matter, I don't think. Or wait, this has to be done as a sorcery. This does matter. If they leave up the mana for it, they can tap this in response to activating the Haven. That's true. That's true. But I don't have a way to deal with it. So I guess we just pass. Don't really want a Glass Casket, a Sky Scanner. So what do we need? We need them to tap all of their snowlands, or we need to find a way to deal with this pillar. Emeria. Caskets in the bin. They tapped out. They tapped out. Do you think they have a way to deal with the land? Let's find out. All right, we got the counter. We can't lose the game and our opponents can't win the game. And it's on a land. And that's it. Splinter to win. The combo takes a victim. All right, let's roll. We've got the book. Don't have a Haven. We'll probably find one. Get these out. Here's a Savior. Definitely would take a trade. As we are not a mono-white aggressive deck, so if our Savior does anything early, we're really happy. Prosperous Innkeeper. Green-white snow life gain. And a speaker. Uh-oh. This deck is going to be coming at us fast and furious. They're at 22 already. We're in big trouble. Like, big trouble. Moon Dancer. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on the Moon Dancer and scry 1. Busted. 23. 24. Attack. 25. This is insane. Yay, life gain is back. I'm so happy. Portable hole. Just in time to hit the speaker before it kills us. But it makes for a really awkward turn. A really awkward turn, and then we're still getting crushed by the Moon Dancer. All right. We've got to do it. We can't let the 4/4 angels get us. We've got to find a way to deal with the Moon Dancer despite the life's bounty. Maybe some life gain, maybe just playing the shield will really help with that. Six. And you scry, although you didn't sack the passage. Maybe that'll bite ya. Nope, scries to the bottom. We're gonna need a bigger hole. Okay, they have a Book of Deeds. Did they gain 3 life this turn, though? No. So it doesn't trigger. Shield. Shield's up. That will turn off the Alcide from gaining life. Unless they find a way to make it bigger. Doesn't stop the Innkeeper, though. Oh, that sucks. What a perfect draw. What a frickin' perfect draw that is. Alright, Doomskar, please. We need it. We need a Doomskar. My lord. Not good enough, is it? So, can we survive the turn if we take this out? We take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We cannot survive the turn. Alright. Look, just attack. It's bad enough that, like, Wizards tells us not to concede and we have to sit through this. Okay, it's gonna be a long time before we can play the book. There's 2 Field of Ruins in the deck. Of course, we draw them in a very awkward time, but we'll see. Maybe we'll somehow draw out of it. We do have the tome, which is pretty good with the book. Jwari Pathway. Haven. Okay. Do we... I think we'll set up the Doomskar later. Let's start finding more white mana. We need it. Okay. Well, we have Field of Ruin for the Jwari with the Haven on it. That's kind of funky. Okay, deck. Deck wants to be weird. They going to do nothing or something? Cycle Shark Typhoon. In response, let's go ahead and blow this up. Shark Typhoon, huh? Got some people still playing Shark Typhoon. Alright, they're gonna put their Haven on the basic this time. Probably didn't have a choice, but I would say lesson learned. Alright, we need land. We don't get it. Where's my phases? There we go. It's not over here like usual. Alright. We play the book into the open mana where they might counter it and stuff. Seems pretty nasty. Alas, we have to try. We have 2 of them. Cool. Cool. We kind of get the free pop of the book next turn with the Mazemind Tome. 16. I'm sure that soon this nasty deck will reveal what it's really up to. What it's been hiding. Let's see if we can hit our land drop here. Casket. So we're going to get an Angel. Let's try for another Tome. Maybe we can scry our way to more lands. Huh. Maniac Shark on the loose. So far, no new cards. The same teamer deck it's always been. Don't think I want an upkeep scry no matter what, but we'll keep that. So we really want to find a Haven. Let's go ahead and use a Revitalize here to draw. Another tome. We're going to use this tome to draw. I guess I am fine with scries, though. And they don't have any interactive cards, so I don't know what's going on. But we've got another angel. We need lands, but we'd prefer a haven. We're not in a position yet where haven works, though. We have to sacrifice this Field of Ruin. It takes 5 white, or I mean, I guess it depends. It takes 3 snow and 3 white. 3 non-snow white. Is that a thing? All right, Wish. What do you got? Field of Ruin. I guess they know what I'm up to. But I've got a Field of Ruin of my own. The scries are a little wasted if they crack the field, but they don't want to. Portable Hole could hit the Haven. Maybe that's good enough. Yeah, let's hit the Haven. We need to draw land anyway. We also need the opponent to use their mana. How do we get them to do that? Let's see if we can draw... See if we can draw a land here. We're also going to use the book to make another angel. Nice. Hole? Hit the Haven. Take them down a peg on mana. Pass the turn. I'm just waiting for them to use some mana so I can use my field on their field. If they go after this, I mean, then they don't have it for the Haven later. So be it. Actually helps me, right? Because I had to get rid of my field anyway, but it only helps me if I find the Haven. Here's the Genesis Ultimatum. What have you got? I wonder if I was supposed to blow up one of these and make them have the basic, but I'm sure they do. There's no way they don't. 2 dungeon maps. Venture, and a Typhoon. Okay. It's kind of weird. Let's draw some cards. All right. Still no search, and still no Haven. We'll find out if they have another Genesis Ultimatum. I'm guessing they do. It's a good one, but it's not a Haven. We already gained 4 from the tome. We have 2 left over, so we'll use it to draw. All right, you've got your dungeon maps. You got your Shark Typhoon. You got a wish to go get another card to cast from outside the game. What's it gonna be? Ugin? You get the World Tree. And you cast Ruinous Ultimatum. Okay. A little Indestructible here, and a draw here. Yeah, seems pretty good. Okay, they had the World Tree in hand, and the card they cast from outside the game was probably the Ultimatum itself. So we have a Doomskar. We have a Glass Casket. The Doomskars are looking kind of sad. Not gonna lie. But maybe the right play here is an Emeria's Call. It's a potential lethal threat if we can clear the way. Oh, there's so much cool stuff in the graveyard, though. Play this, get a Savior. Play a Book. Book without life gain, though, isn't great. Let's start here. We could have also killed the World Tree, but I think that's only for their wish targets. And they may not have another wish. All right, what have you got next? What does your deck do next? Manual taps, never a good thing. Oh. Okay then. I guess it's not that bad either. A little cultivate never hurt anybody. Selfless Savior, Lurrus combo. It's 9 to 30. If they attack, I think I'll take it. Also, this doesn't have Summoning Sickness, so 9 mana of the right colors, and we could play this and use it on Haven all in the same turn. We're actually really close to that. Oh, it's time to venture as a sorcery. And it's the Yawning Portal, the Mind of the Mad Mage. The Mind of the Mad Mage? The Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And their mind. Okay, at this point, I don't know. Feeling aggressive. Another Emeria's Call. So many good options for the Lurrus. Are we going to... We have to ask ourselves, are we going to cast Emeria's Call this turn? I think I will. I think the indestructibility is too good to pass up. So both of those are indestructible. The Sharks are going to take one for the team. Oh, non-angels are indestructible. Oh well. Bummer. Gotta remember that. It's non-angels. Alright, Ugin's here. Daddy's home. What's Ugin gonna do? Send away everything. It's not over yet, though. There's the Haven. They've got something. They've got something. They've got a negate. No. No. Okay. Do we go for it? Do we go for it here? They've got something. I think it's a fire prophecy. I think it's a fire prophecy. But what did we come here to do if not this? Does it work? It worked! We got them. They cannot win the game. They need another Field of Ruin, which they already used one. But maybe they have a way to get it out of the graveyard. Let's see if they can pull it off, if they can find a way. Scry to the bottom. Make a Wolfy Wolf. Attack to 23. Okay. Dwari Disruption to make a shark. I will pay 1. But that gets to take out one of the sharks. Here comes the dragon, which is going to attack the Ugin. Opponent chumps with a shark, and we do not get to play the... We do not get to foretell the Doomskar, but that's okay. I think. I don't really want to shock this in. It's still a wincon at the end of the day. Treasure token achieved. Dungeon progress. Goblin Bazaar. Another venture is occurring. I love how they're doing the manual taps, even though their lands tap for any mana. Mana of any color. I mean, sometimes you just can't let that go, you know what I mean? Okay. Search for glory. Seems good. Let's get the ECD. Throw it down. Take out the Ugin, take out the Shark Typhoon. Take out the Ugin. All right, the creatures keep coming. They probably suspect this to be a Doomskar. Only a true perfectionist still taps manually with the World Tree on the field. Come on now. Unless the lands had other abilities, like, you know, your own Haven or Creature Land. And there's nothing I like to destroy more than perfectionists. I don't know. They might have another... They might be able to wish for another Field of Ruin. Probably not. Like, you don't have space in the wish board for 2 fields, but maybe they have a way to get this one back. That's probably what we're playing to, right? They use wish to play a card you own from outside the game. They get something to return this to hand, and then they're still in it. All right, they hit the Desert Doom. They knock us to 9. So what we should be trying to do is set up book Faceless Haven Part 2. That should be our priority. All right. We can hit him for 4, or we can play our own Emeria's Call, but I think we'll hit for 4 here. Leave him low. Do I have any land left? 2, 1 more. Six to 9. That's a nice. Alright, where are we at in the dungeon? They get to do Mad Wizard's Lair, which is draw 3, then reveal them, cast 1 for free. All they've got to do is some venturing, but they're going to start with a Genesis Ultimatum. And they hit a deck of many things. Turn a card at random from your graveyard to your hand? Oh my god. That could hit the Field of Ruin, but it might take a while. Oh my lord. What is happening here? So, if I power this up, this and the dog get through, I can do the Emeria's Call. But it says non-angel. That's right. And this is an angel, as we know. So how do I get a little bit more damage through? Doomskar attack for 4, gets them to 2. And then we have 2 Cave of the Frost Dragons, so they need 2 Sharks, which they can probably do. But what if they kill this? What if they kill this? This is a tough call. Should have saved the wall. Don't worry about it. Get him to 3, and then the 2 caves can be lethal. Uh-oh. That's not good. We're trying, man. They've only got 14 cards left. Double Prismari Command. And they're drawing again, so they still believe in outs with 12 cards left. But this graveyard's so big, and the deck of many things returns things at random. So how... They can't be sure they'll get their Field of Ruin. They just can't. We have 24 cards left. 3 are Faceless Havens, 2 are books. 3 are Search for Glories. I mean, we should be able to reassemble combo. We really should. Now here's the other question. Did they bother to read what this does? Do they know that I can't lose the game? Do they know that they have to get out of it? Ugin's back. Big surprise. So they could have killed me. They could have gone for lethal and didn't. So that tells me they know what this is. They're gonna play the giant. I don't know, man. This is so dicey. Get it? Doomskar. Cave. You gonna do 2 Prismari commands again? Down to 3. Hold this for the next shark. Oh, they get 7. So what happens? They get a Shark Typhoon returned from their graveyard to their hand. Seems good. Seems okay. $11 cards to go. 10. Do they still have the Mad Mage on the draw 3? They do. And they just haven't used it. Wish. What do you get? Does it kill a Faceless Haven? They're looking in my graveyard. Do you have a way to, like, take my Field of Ruin? The Kingpin. No! Oh, my lord. They now can play stuff from the top of my library. They drop me to 2. But it won't help. They cycle? No, they cast. They make a 4/4. They play the Desert Doom. I guess we're drawing a land. Down to 0. We draw Search for Glory. I feel like we have to get our angel out of there. And then we need another angel to put it on. We can't get rid of this. We've used all of our tricks. Reidane. There's another Haven. How many books are left? Just 1. So I feel like we've got to keep this book and draw into the next Haven. Do we put it on the battlefield? No. The opponent can just exile it with Ugin. We have to hold it in our hand. If we make the 4/4s, what happens? Does something at least. Makes the opponent think a little. Let's play the hole, get this, and see what happens next. They've got 8 life. What are you touching my casket and my hole for? Hands off my hole. Okay. Wonder why. So what they need to be doing is trying to use the deck to try to randomly get back the field. That's what they need. They've got to do that. They got to make that play. All right, they cast the shield off of my library. But this all makes it more likely that we'll draw a Haven. Okay, they got one of my Havens. Come on. Come on, reveal a Haven. They've already played land for turn, so they're stuck with it. They're just getting me to my Haven. Cool. 15 cards. Tell me that card's a Haven. Yep. You've got it all. You've got it all. You've got 8 cards left. Xanathar. You may choose target opponent until end of turn that can't cast spells. You can look at the top card of their library. You may play the top card of their library. And you can just keep going. That's how our opponent played all these cards. All right, come on. Haven. Haven. They stopped me on my upkeep. It's a Cave of the Frost Dragon. Okay. Okay. Let's hold this. We could put another counter on this, but it won't help. What they've got to do is use the deck of many things and possibly hit their own Faceless Haven. But there's so many cards in their graveyard. How's it ever going to happen? 10. Draw 2. Oh! Oh! Brutal. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. They get another cave. They get another birth. There are 12 cards left. 2 of them are Faceless Haven. They've already played a land this turn. They have 5 cards in their library. If our deck runs out, we do not lose because we still have the Haven. They have 4 cards in their library. Deck of many things. You got to get back. You have to randomly roll a 1 through 9 and get back. Oh, they drew another draw too. They're down to 2 cards. Portable hole. This game is absurd. Haven. Book. Haven. Go for the double insurance. Book. Lock them out. Lock them out and lock them out good. All right, we got 2 of them. There's no way they can get the field back twice. There's just no way. 1 card in their library. Are we done? Did we do it? Roll them. 3. Returning the Field of Ruin at random. Did that really just happen? Return a card at random. It really did. It really just happened. They got the field once. They actually get 1 more turn. They actually do have 1 more chance. They do have 1 more chance. They have to be able to do that again somehow. And their graveyard has 26 cards in it. They hit a 26-1 to give themselves 1 more turn. And you say this game's not rigged. So you pass? Okay. Well, are we done now? Bolt me. Why not? Gotta have that Ugin loyalty. Doomskar! Alrighty. All right. They draw their last card. They need to hit their 29, 1 in 29 outer. And they need to do it after hitting a 1 in 26er the turn before. Empty library. Now, they don't have enough snowlands here, right? They can't... 1, 2... If they have one of my books, they can't do the thing, right? Because then who wins? The answer is the audience. The audience wins. Book. Yeah, they have one of my books, I think. Can they get one of my books? All right, anyway, roll that dice. 18 goes to 10, and that means they draw. And that's the game. What the hell was that? All right, I'm gonna try that out. Go get him, puppers. We could hold it back. Try to set it up with the Haven, but I do like sending some false signals to the opponent from time to time. Magda. Okay. Should I get a land? Probably not, right? But I could get another birth. Yeah, I think early on we'll just get another birth rather than fetching the book or whatever else we might fetch. Just make sure we have all our mana where it needs to be. Nice swap. Dog for the Magda, but they do have another one. So let's see where this treasure deck is going. To revitalize and keep trying to draw lands, I think I better set up the Doomskar. Eventually I'll want to cast it, because there's probably a gold span coming. Yep. Well, let's see what else they play, and if it how many of the plays are counter spells. All right, let's get the Doomskar countered and then go for ECD next turn. If it resolves, that's fine too. It's just if something's going to get countered, I prefer it be the Doomskar. That way we get to keep our walls. Now the question becomes, how many counter spells can a player draw? The answer is quite a few, to be honest. We'll see if we regret that. I guess that Shawari Disruption could be in the works. Okay, resolves. One less gold span, and we get one more turn until Magda makes another. Plus we have the book and the Haven, so we just need a white source. Crawling Barrens. Alright, well, they didn't have a counterspell last turn. They might have held this back and drawn the Barrens off the top, because I think they would have played the Barrens last turn if they had it. So I think this all means no counters. So I think we're free to go for the book if we find the source, the white source. Didn't get there. Didn't get there. But if I put this out there, I guess it's vulnerable to a Prismari command. But I guess they'd draw it anyway. Next turn we can get the Savior, but it doesn't defend the book itself. Alright, let's go for it. Hope for the best. We get 3/3. That's a Fabled Passage. Probably also came off the top. But they will get another draw here. And we won't have the information. Of course, we could chump this and prevent that draw. They must have another Magda in hand. I guess they can also get an Embercleave here, right? So let's try to absorb this. But they'll probably use this to get a Gold Span or some other type of dragon. We draw another Savior. I was going to just get this Savior to protect our Faceless Haven. Unfortunately, we don't have the land. They're going for it. They're actually going to try to block this with the Savior on board. Ah, they have a 6/6. That works. I thought it would be a Gold Span. My bad. We'll try to do this. We'll try to buy another turn here. Whoa, really? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. Very aggressive. No extra damage. Interesting. Untapped land. It has to be white. Oh no. That Field of Ruin. That doesn't do it. I mean, the only two things I could keep would be some kind of a white source and Doomskar, but man, has the Field of Ruin cost us a few times. Man, what does it take? What does it take? Woo! Does it work? It works. It was ugly, but we got there. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and like all battles that take place on the sponsored early access accounts, the deck needs testing in the real world to determine if it's good or not. We also need to come up with a 2022 standard version, and I think the biggest loss will be Selfless Savior to protect the combo. I've already started working on that deck a bit. You can also see me streaming some of it. If you are a YouTube member or a Twitch subscriber, I put up the Twitch VODs for you guys, ad-free, posted here on YouTube if you're a YouTube member. So hit the join button below if you want to check out some of that in what I would call the best stream ever. I think that's actually what I titled it. Anyway, thanks to everybody who came out to that stream. It was amazing. And recording a few days later, I'm very grateful for the fan base, and I'm looking forward to all the nonsense we can get up to in 2022 standard. And should you run out and craft Book of Exalted Deeds, is this the future? Is this going to get banned? I'm on the fence as to whether this is like serious competitive stuff, because there's a lot of things it struggles with, and Prismari Command is at the top of the list. Any kind of instant speed removal from Frostbite to Heartless Act is a big problem. And Field of Ruin is still legal and standard, but in 2022, it could be a big headache. I think that you know in your heart, if you watch this video and this is what you wanted, that you should probably go mess around with the Book of Exalted Deeds, and hopefully you will find some success with it. But is it the future of Standard? I'm skeptical. I'll have to see more, but I'm really excited that we have a new kind of Splinter Twin thing to mess with as kind of these 2-card control, boom, prison combo. It's kind of up my alley. I like it. I like to torture them. I also like to see how many people don't realize how it really works until my life total is at negative numbers and they haven't won the game. If you enjoy that as well, this is probably a deck for you. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.